Good morning, happy Monday. Run Talks Jay here. Episode 275. And today I want to talk to you about how to stay consistent. How do you keep on showing up every day in your business and in your life and doing the things that quite often you don't want to do, the boring shit. Most people want to focus on the sexy stuff, the stuff that is fun, the stuff that just makes them feel good. And that's all well and good, and there's a time for that. But I honestly believe it's the boring shit that actually builds businesses, i.e. prospecting, generating leads, generate leads. One of my first ever mentors said to me, Jay, all you need to do, if you're not doing at least 10k a month, is generate 10 leads a day. 10 leads a day, 10 leads a day, 10 leads a day. You go on and on and on and about it. And it would bore the shit out of me, and I'd be like, all I want to do is be on stage. All I want to do is do some video. Don't want to do anything called generating leads. But the problem was how I looked at it. The way I looked at it was, I need to generate leads through doing paid advertising. That's one way to generate leads. I'd encourage that if you have a proven offer and a funnel that works. Generate leads through paid advertising. You can start that way as well. You can start small, by the way, on paid advertising, but a lot of people get burnt because they don't know what they're doing, lose a lot of money very quickly, and it costs them. And then they say it doesn't work, when the reality is it does work. It's just your current setup, funnel and offering isn't working. So I've learned a lot about consistency, and I'll be honest with you, one of my biggest problems that I had was I struggled to stick with anything long enough to make it a success. And by success I mean generate me the results that I wanted in that area of life, whether that be in health, whether that be in relationship, whether that be in business. And in business, I struggle to break through even 5k a month, never mind 10k a month, because I would start, for example, reaching out to people, I would start paid advertising, I would start prospecting strategies, and I would get some results. I'd start getting some traction, but then I would stop. And I would go and distract myself with something on social media. I might throw myself into a new course, a new product, the next shiny object that someone was telling me that I needed in my life. And for a long time, I thought it was more information I needed, but it wasn't. And over the years I've dived into this, and I've heard a lot of people say to me, Jay, I just struggle with consistency. I doubt whether I'll follow through. I do start a lot of things, but I don't actually finish. I'm not a finisher. And I honestly believe that I've nailed this. And I'm going to say something in a minute which is going to shock you. Just to set you up for that. We've all heard, I'm sure, the idea of 10x focus, 10x results. It really comes from a guy called Grant Cardone. He wrote a book called The 10x Rule. And it's a really entertaining read, actually, but just to save you some time, essentially he's saying that whatever idea or goal you have in your mind, you need to 10x it. And that transferred into, you need to be 10x focused, you need to be 10x consistent, you need to be 10x this, 10x that. Just got a bit ridiculous. And I want to debunk a myth by saying, first and foremost, you will never be consistent all of the time. Say that again. You will never be consistent all of the time. Because at the end of the day, that is perfectionism. You are human. You are going to have life throw curveballs at you. You are going to have days where you just don't feel like doing it. And you probably shouldn't do it. For example, if I was looking at running, if I've got 2 injured calves, does it then make sense to go running? No, it doesn't. So I might decide I'm going to take a day off. Now, to some of you might be like, ooh, you're inconsistent, you didn't show up for your run. But what I did do is I go and do some press-ups, or I go and do some sit-ups, just to show up and do the workout. But consistently doing the same thing over and over again, your mind is naturally going to get bored, you're going to want to distract yourself, life is going to throw you curveballs, and you're not going to be consistent. So get this infatuation, there was a video that I did last week where I talked about infatuation, I've got to be consistent, I've got to get the money, I've got to send 10x focus, laser focus, I've got to get it. It's bullshit. You're human, and the mind doesn't want to do the same shit over and over again, because guess what happens if you go through the same routines, the same way of doing things over and over and over? It might be like a really long-term relationship where if you don't spice things up, guess what? It gets boring in the bedroom. It gets boring in life. So you need to be able to spice things up. You need to mix it up. And if you don't do it intentionally, your mind will actually do that for you. And that is what's going to show up as inconsistency. Now, the 2 major hacks that I found as it relates to consistency and what's led to me being consistent. And when I started this process, probably about 2.5 years ago, of really getting intentional with consistency, I actually created 18 habits in 6 months. Yes, you heard that right. 18 habits in 6 months. I've done 275 of these run talks. I run consistently 3 days a week when I'm not injured. And I've showed up in business, emailing my list a number of times a week. Every single week, I'm out there prospecting multiple times a week, generating prospects. And as a result, I've been able to build a 6-figure business. And I built that in 13 months. Ties in with this whole thing of consistency. So, what are these hacks? Well, the first thing you need to understand is, and this probably won't be news to you, you probably know what to do, you're just not doing it. Well, the only reason you wouldn't be doing it, if you had the information and the knowledge on how to do it, the only thing that would be causing the resistance and stopping you is you have some kind of mental and emotional block. We call these mental and emotional charges. What are these? Basically, you may have heard the term limiting belief. You may have heard the term negative emotion, fear, doubt, shame, frustration, guilt, sadness. Things in your past that aren't in your past because you experience them in the present moment, especially when you get out of your comfort zone. They are things that stop you from doing the thing. Why would we avoid doing the thing that we know is going to give us some kind of pleasure? Well, the only other reason for that is because we've had some kind of event in our past, or multiple events in our past, where something has happened and we've experienced pain. So naturally the behavior is, I never want to experience pain again, so I'm going to avoid. Now for me, I had fears of rejection, I had fear of judgment, I had fear of failure, I had lots of self-doubt, and all of that was stopping me from moving forward. It was stopping me from becoming consistent. Because here's the thing, when you're trying to do something, there's 2 parts of your mind, your conscious and your unconscious. If they're not in alignment, then you're in a battle. One, you might say, is willpower, and one is a 2 million plus year old brain. Which do you think is going to win? So if they're not in alignment, you're going to have a real problem. You're going to procrastinate, you're going to avoid, you're going to be unfocused, you're going to distract yourself on things like social media, maybe eat food or shop online or do anything to avoid doing the hard tasks. You might do the easy ones instead. So that's the first thing. So we need to remove the mental and emotional blocks that are getting in the way. And that's something that I help business owners and entrepreneurs to do through my Unstoppable Entrepreneur program. Now, the second thing you need to realize, and this has been a big one for me, and I learned this from James Clear in his book, Atomic Habits, is stacking and finding the appropriate time of day. I can tell you every morning, I get up, I go and have 2 pints of water, I get down, I do my breath work, I do a bit of meditation, I go make my wife a cup of tea, I spend 10 minutes with her, I then go for a run, well 3 times a week I do this, I go for a run, I shoot a video like this, I create an email, I get a shower, and I get on with my day. So there's a sequence and a pattern to my day. Now I know I'm best in the morning. Now following my shower, what I have is prospecting for 2 hours. Why? Because if I don't do it in the morning and I try and do it in the afternoon, I'm going to get thrown off course. There's going to be an email come in that I need to take care of, something in my team, there's going to be something happen in my life, and I'm going to need to deal with it. So whenever my day is clear, which is normally in the morning, I'm going to do the task that I don't normally want to do, but know I need to do it in order to build my business. And I can guarantee that by 11 a.m, I've done my prospecting, I've had my conversations, I've sent an email, built a relationship with my list, I've done a video like this, I've taken care of my mind, I've taken care of my body, and even if I stop there, my business would grow. Even if I stop there. Now, of course, I need to do my Become Unstoppable calls that I do, which are my sales calls essentially. But in terms of like the operations in the business, the rest is just about conversion. So by picking the right time of day to do something, you can create more consistency in your business and in your life. So I would love to know, as you watch this, what have you taken from this for yourself? I like to know that you're getting something from this, because in all honesty, I'm considering wrapping up at 300. 275 and creating a new type of show. So I want to know what you're getting from this, and that'll help drive my decision. So put it in the comments box below, what are you getting from this video today. I hope you have a fabulous week. As always, just remember, just show up. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.